Our Rural Rescue Program is a partnership that we share with about 20 other animal shelters throughout the state of Arizona. And we partner with these animal shelters that have very, very high needs, very high intake, and very limited staffing capacity. Samwise came from one of our rural rescue partners, and when he arrived, like many of our pups, came back very, very shy and fearful. He was, he was kind of cowering in the corner. He wasn't really engaging with other dogs. I think in the case of Samwise, we did introduce him to play groups, but then we also offered him a foster home where he also ended up thriving.
So I fostered Samwise for 3 months. His behavior when he first came in, I'm nervous, frozen, just really petrified. If you went in to, try to pet Sam, he just really kind of smashed to a little ball in a little corner. To take him into a yard, we'd have to carry him. So ultimately, these play groups are there to help provide enrichment, help the dogs learn to socialize. So sometimes we get dogs that are petrified and they're afraid, and some of the best medicine for a dog is other dogs.
What makes AAWL very different from other shelters is that we do invest in behavior and providing that behavior support for our animals. And we see behavior as just as important as medical, as making sure that we're able to help that animal feel safe, help that animal thrive, both in a shelter environment and in a home.
I like to work with the Shire dogs because they just struggle here. They don't get looked at by adopters. The Shire ones are staying smashed in the corners. They're not coming up and they're not presenting themselves so that adopters are paying attention to them. It took probably about a week, and he started to play with one of my dogs. And then the only real way we'd get him to leave his safe space of his crate or my office was if we were going for a walk. There were some struggles that we did have, but we had the behavior team that I could reach out to and talk with and discuss some maybe different approaches that I could do to help kind of open up his personality a little bit more. Right about that 3-week point is he was out in the yard. He had kind of discovered a big Baja step in a pool. And that's when he kind of broke past his fear of just being in the backyard, of being around the house. Your heart breaks a little bit with each foster that you let go. But there's always another one that's waiting for that same help. Because I loved the previous foster, I loved her so much, I let her get adopted because I needed to open my home to Samwise. And I needed to let Samwise go because I needed to open my home to the next one that came. And so that's a big reason why we foster. Let our hearts break a little bit so that we can help them find their forever and then bring the next one in.